All right, let's talk flashlights. Sounds simple until you realize the market is full of junk that breaks, dims fast, or never hits the brightness on the box. Over the past 5 years, I've tested 50-plus flashlights with drop tests, water submersion, and real-world use, measuring real lumen output and battery life. Today, I'm breaking down the 8 best flashlights of 2026, from budget picks under $30 to the brightest flashlight on the planet. Let's dive in. Starting at number 8, we've got the ThruNite Archer 2AV3, a solid budget flashlight. At just $30, this thing is hard to beat for the price. You get a quality Chiari XPLV6 LED light source with a maximum output of 500 lumens. Now, 500 lumens might not sound impressive compared to some lights on this list, but it's more than enough for most everyday uses. It runs on 2 AA batteries, which gives it a runtime of up to 4 days on Firefly mode and 11 hours on medium at 75 lumens. And yes, it uses disposable batteries instead of a built-in rechargeable. That does add ongoing cost, but it also means you can repower it anywhere. Just bring a couple of extra AAS on your next camping trip. But here's what sets this apart from other cheap flashlights: durability. I put the Archer through rigorous drop testing and water submersion, and it came through with flying colors. The simple side button interface to scroll through brightness settings is easy to use, and for a budget flashlight, it's genuinely still one of the best options out there. At number 7, we've got the Nitecore EDC33, the best pocket-size EDC light. This little light will fit in the palm of your hand and weighs just 4.48 ounces. It clips to the inside of your pocket where it barely takes up any real estate. The EDC33 packs an incredible 4,000 lumens with a beam distance of almost 5 football fields. But even better, it has nice low and mid-output modes that are very usable at normal viewing distances. It's got a physical lock to secure it in the off mode, which is important given how much heat this light creates at high power. There's also a lumen shield mode that functions as a powerful floodlight for self-defense and a proximity sensor that automatically dials down power when it's too close for high output. One thing to note, the battery is not removable, so if it weakens over time, you can't swap it out. And this light gets very hot very quickly in high power modes, so if you need a sustained bright beam, you'll want something bigger. Coming in at number 6 is the Imalent SR32. The brightest flashlight I've ever tested. At 120,000 lumens, the Imalent SR32 is vastly more powerful than automobile headlamps. It lights up a remarkable area and has the longest throw of any flashlight on the market. Now, is this overkill for most people? Absolutely. This is a flashlight designed for search and rescue operations, industrial use, and extreme situations. For casual camping or everyday carry, this is way too much light. But I include it because this was the benchmark brightest flashlight in the world for years, and it's still a very strong contender. Imalent recently released a newer model called the MS32 that hits 200,000 lumens. Yeah, you heard that right. But I haven't tested that one yet. If you need tremendous lighting power for professional or extreme use cases, the SR32 is still incredible. Just know that this is not an everyday pocket flashlight situation. At number 5, we've got the Klein Tools rechargeable LED flashlight with work light, the best flashlight for mechanics. At around $40, this light packs in a ton of performance that makes it perfect for both the garage and the wilderness. It has a top output of 500 lumens, more than enough when you're working under the hood of your truck. But here's where it really stands out: the magnetic base and side throw lantern. This work light illuminates a larger area with soft, useful light at 5 brightness settings. In testing, it was the perfect companion while checking for loose wires under the hood in the dark. It kicks out 375 lumens for 10 hours in work light mode or 500 lumens for 7 hours in standard mode. I loved the simple USB-C connection for fast recharging, the multicolor battery level indicator, and here's a nice touch: a glow-in-the-dark bezel that makes it easy to find in a center console in the dark. If you're a mechanic, a DIY guy, or anyone who spends time working in dark garages, this is the one. Coming in at number 4 is the Nitecore EDC27, the best EDC flashlight. This light dazzled folks when it first launched, and it's still selling out quickly with every batch produced. If you can get your hands on one, this is the latest and greatest EDC flashlight on the market. The design is flat with a pocket clip, meaning it fits easily in your pocket, even in most knife pockets on pants. The interface is dialed in perfectly for EDC users. Press the large tail switch to turn it on, then use the smaller tail switch to flip between modes, or press that smaller switch when the light is off to fire the strobe or momentary on modes. For self-defense situations, this means you'll never hit the wrong button under pressure. The specs are class-leading. A top output of 3,000 lumens and a 200-meter range will serve all but the most extreme search and rescue or tactical needs. A runtime of 37 hours on low provides a long life for the vast majority of uses. This is an incredible flashlight, and it should give our number 1 pick a serious run for its money. At number 3, we've got the Olight Arc Pro, the best pocket-sized EDC flashlight. The Arc Pro is far from the brightest light on this list, but it has incredible utility for the everyday carry user. This small, flat flashlight fits wonderfully in a pocket. It feels much like a nice pocket knife in your front pocket. It carries like a dream. The user interface is dialed in with a single button on/off and a rotating dial that gives access to floodlight, spotlight, and UV light settings. Each is well executed with clarity and smooth light edge to edge. It has good battery life, 13 hours at 100 lumens and up to 72 hours on a low 15 lumen output. Here's what sets it apart: the built-in UV light. It's useful for checking cache for UV watermarks, looking for fluorescent objects, or making watch lume pop. It's bright enough to illuminate UV ink from 4 feet away or more. And then there's the green laser pointer with its own on/off switch. For construction workers, contractors, or public speakers, that's a great bonus tool. At number 2, we've got the AceBeam Tac 2AA, the best budget flashlight. At a retail price of $50 and usually available for about $30, the AceBeam Tac 2AA is one of the best values in lighting, period. First, it produces a very bright, clear beam. At 1,600 lumens on turbo, it casts light up to 181 meters. That is incredibly impressive for a light that's about the size of a large pen. Dial that down to medium, and it runs for 9.8 hours while producing a very useful 110 lumens, enough to navigate a house or campsite comfortably. Here's what really makes this one special. It's a dual-fuel flashlight. It runs on both an included USB-C rechargeable battery and any AA batteries you have around. In emergencies or long power outages, the ability to drop in AA batteries adds massive versatility. It also includes a couple of diffusers that turn it into a signal light or lantern, a deep pocket carry clip, and a relatively easy user interface rounded out. If you need an affordable flashlight that does everything most people will ever need, just grab one of these. And that brings us to number 1, the best overall flashlight, the Fenix PD36 RACE. At $110, the Fenix PD36 RACE is the latest evolution of my favorite overall flashlight on the market. The main on/off button is on the tail. A side switch controls brightness, scrolling through up to 5 modes or strobes, and you can customize how many output levels you want. Personally, I use it set at 3 levels most of the time: high, medium, and low. Now let's talk performance. The PD36 RACE has the highest output in the Fenix lineup at 3,000 lumens. In turbo mode, you can light objects at 1,362 feet. For casual users, that should amount to several months between charges. Our tester went more than 2 months without recharging with regular usage. This flashlight has exceptional lighting performance, a fantastic user interface, and long rechargeable battery life. It's the best overall flashlight you can buy in 2026. And that's it. The 8 best flashlights of 2026, from budget picks to the brightest light on the planet. A good flashlight is something you don't think about until you really need it. And then it matters. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop a comment with the flashlight you're carrying. Catch you in the next one.